Okay, let's rock and roll. Good afternoon, everyone. For the one who don't see me, actually, we push my screen a little bit. My name is Fabrice. I'm the founder of Get a Light Bookings, and me and the team, we are trying, and trust me, it's very hard to do a live every day for 15 minutes or less to talk about several points you might encounter in the real estate in the villa rental. And today we are talking about the check-in that broke the trip, or why your guest check-in matters. So many villa owners that I know actually experience this problem. They have a very nice booking. The client's onboarding process from Airbnb or Expedia going through the villa is going very well. The client arrives, things don't go as expected. Some stuff has been forgotten in the check-in, the welcome drink is not there, the client missed the taxi or the transfer to your property. The client arrived grumpy, it's raining, the pool is not ready, the housekeeping didn't pass, and so on and so forth. This is the first step for you of a disaster in terms of experience. Let me say it shortly but clearly. If you mess up the check-in of your client, if you miss it, the rest of the stay will be nothing else than you running after the client to recover the experience. It will cost you time because you will have to pay extra attention. It will cost you money because you will have to offer stuff in order to get back the relationship you have. It will cost you a lot of efforts as well. You know, it's time and money mixed together, efforts for you to get back the experience and don't get a negative comment. If you see my live from previous week and the shorts that are this week posted on social media, most of the time you have to sacrifice a lot of things in order for you to recover an experience and get a positive feedback. So the positive feedback is not really based on your experience, it's based on all the sacrifice that you have done in time, money, and effort. Remember that. So the check-in of your team and the quality of the check-in made by your team, not you, your team, because if you do it yourself, you have a hobby, you don't have a business, if you have seen my previous lives. So you have to ensure that what you are doing in terms of checking is top quality, that everything is ready. Use checklist, use standards, ensure that everything is running smoothly, because the first 10 minutes of your client with your property will define around 60% of the total experience in your villa. If you are missing this, you are done. You don't have to, you don't have to really expect something outstanding from such a poor beginning. The only thing where it doesn't matter and it's not your mistake is the weather. The only thing that you cannot predict in villa rental is the weather. The rest can be anticipated. The taxi transfer, if the guy is not working with you, you can still ensure that everything is on time. The housekeeping, it's your duty to manage, or your housekeeper, to ensure that the experience is there. And even though if the villa is not ready, to ensure that there is a fallback, a B plan, where you offer a drink or a place to stay or something to start the experience is super important. Your effort should be done at 60% at check-in and at 40% at checkout, because this is the two contact points that are super important for the guest. The middle of the experience, basically the guest in your villa, is just cruising. If you have standards, if you have maintenance, and if you have everything already, you do not need to have more oversight on the guest experience if everything is running in your villa. Check in 60%, check out 40%, the rest is just cruising. So remember that, and that's very important. So how do you set up that? That's very simple. The first point, and the most important one, is that you have to create a list of friction. Friction list is basically a check-in what could go wrong. So you make a full list. The guest might miss the taxi, miss the transfer, the villa might not be ready, the amenities, if you have amenities, which is very good and always recommend, like having drinks, snacks and stuff like this, might not be ready. There might be no internet, no TV. You go over a list of all the things that could go wrong, and what you do basically, you create a checklist based on what I call the friction point in order for you to have the best check-in experience possible. And guess what? You do the same at checkout. At checkout, you go back to what could go wrong. The taxi could be late. The customer might have forgot stuff. Okay, the checkout process is not smooth. The guest has a balance to pay you and you arrive late and you delay and so on and so forth. And trust me, I'm managing a lot of properties on an island. So there is an extra level, which is that if the guest leave late, he might miss the boat, he might miss the flight. I mean, the repercussion might be very big. Okay, so you have to have these 2 points of contact, check-in and check-out, with standard checklist based on friction. Super important. The second point is ensuring that your staff knows exactly when the customer arrives. So everything is ready. I call it the 5-minute check-in routine. Basically, you go back before the client 5 minutes before arrival and you ensure that aircon is working, that your check-in amenity is set up, that everything is ready to rock and roll. And that's super important as well. Why? Because if your client is checking at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you put your amenities at 8 in the morning, you have very strong chances that you have very strong chances, we are live, that you miss, the freshness. For example, if you have drinks, if you have flowers, if you have stuff like this, and especially if you are on a tropical island or in a tropical country, like for example Thailand, when I am today, it is extremely difficult for you to have this freshness and this level of perfection if you set up everything too early. So 5 minutes before check-in, you have to do a revamp and check again and ensure that the quality of your check-in amenities is there, and as well the room is fresh or warm, depend where you are. But once again, I don't recommend anticipating a guest arrival too much. Why? Because in the case of an aircon, in 5 minutes, a room is fresh with nowadays technology. If you have a fireplace and if you are in the snow and everything, it's completely different. Warming a house takes a bit more time, but don't do it 5 hours in advance simply because you will consume time and energy for nothing. Okay? So that's very important. And lastly, ensure constantly that your check-in friction list and standard list, and as well your standard of check-in, are respected. You have to audit your staff. So the way I do it is you go with the staff at the moment of check-in, but you don't say it. It's like, hey, my name is Fabrice, I'm the owner of the property, how are you? Hope everything is fine, this is my assistant, she will bring you to the villa, but you come with the person. And you audit and you ensure that the quality is there, that everything is audited, and you ensure that the guest feel expected. A check-in for me, it's an in expectation. It's like the customer is coming and have to feel expected. The guest, not the customer, has to feel expected, has to feel that you are waiting for them as guests, okay? Not as person that purchased a night in your villa. As guests, they feel welcome, they feel warm, okay? And you have to be what I call the best in class. No matter if you have a luxury villa or bungalow, as long as you are the best in your class, if you have the best check-in a bungalow can offer, or the best check-in a villa can offer, that's it. You won. You won. Sorry, not you won. You won. That's it. That's nothing more. So many owners try to put over the bar, okay, and try to really reach very high in their, how to say, experience. They try to make it over, but you have to come back to reality somehow. You are in a certain class of service, a certain class of price, and people do expect. Do not try to make it over, because honestly, it will play against you. And the same way around, it shows that you don't have the certainty in your product. So be sure about your product, be sure about your check-in, be sure about the fact that when customers come in your property, they have what they expect and what they pay for it. That is super duper important. And this is what makes you different. Why? Because you offer, and here at Get a Light Bookings, we like to call it an honest hospitality. You are honest in your approach to your clients, in what you deliver, and the way you make the client feel when they check in with you. And that's super important. You win that, you win 90% at what most of the owners are failing at. Honesty in the service, honesty in the pricing, expectation from the client. Super important. Wow, it has been a long monologue for literally 11 minutes. So if you have some question, please feel free to drop it in the chat for the one who are here. Otherwise, if you have a villa, a condo, or even a bungalow, go to getelitebookings.com/free audit and get your villa audited. Me and the team, or the team and me, depend on you see it, we are looking at your property and we are giving you a feedback that is not the standard one when we are reviewing the SEO about your description, or we are looking at the way the picture look. Honestly, I will not say we don't care, but we just put that as a second point. For us is the perception, which perception the client has about your property when they look at it. We don't even touch the rest. We just look at this. We look at the market that you have in your area, the kind of customer that you have, and we match both. Are you in line with your market? Are you under or above? Trust me, we are doing that every week for around 25 to 30 different villas for the one who send us emails. And we see a bit everything, but most of the time we see people trying to type a bit differently than they should in their market expectation. And this is where we help you. And why we are doing that, for free, that's very simple. We think that hospitality industry is extremely amateurish in the villa business. Villa and condo are extremely amateur. It's a business where so few professionals are engaging on an ownership level that it makes the business a bit lower, a bit depreciated compared to hospitality. But trust me, there is beautiful property that really deserve an hospitality level. And this is what we are doing at Get Elite Bookings. We give to villa, to owners that see in their property more than an investment, the opportunity to actually offer hospitality and luxury hospitality level service with a French touch, because say it or not, France is for me the best country in the world for this. So if you are very interested, go to Get Elite Bookings /free audit or contact me and I will be more happy with the team to help you. I don't have so many questions at the moment. I will just look on social, but so far everything is running smooth. Anyway, I thank you very much for your time today. I kept it under 15 minutes. See you around.